Well, welcome once again to What Nobody Told Me After 65. It's your lady on the go, lady in the know, Miss Info. This is the Information Nation, where knowledge is shared and wisdom exchanged for the betterment of a people. Today, I want to take you back. Nostalgia, a beautiful place. This is a look back at the 1950s and the 1960s. Lots was happening. In the 1950s, Dwight Eisenhower is president. I'm just going to give you some highlights. We had the McCarthy hearings, the Korean War, the Montgomery bus boycott, Sputnik, the Rosenbergs are executed, Brown versus the Board of Education, Alaska and Hawaii become states, and rock and roll is born. Now just shout them out if you know these. In 1950, the U.S. population was 158,804,396 people. That's up 14% from 1940, so we're growing. The top song was Goodnight Irene by the Weavers and Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets, and How High the Moon, the Hillmakers. You could buy a gallon of milk for 83 cents. Cigarettes were 19 cents, and a loaf of bread was 12 cents. Fashion that was trending at the time went from casual to very elegant because we had cat eye glasses, beaded cardigans, pencil skirts, and lots of gingham, the gingham prints. I think The Wizard of Oz came out and Dorothy was wearing that gingham. Film icons at the time were Grace Kelly, Katharine Hepburn, all elegant, Liz Taylor, and then the bad boys was James Dean and Marlon Brando. With rock and roll, we got denim. That's where denim came in. And then we jumped into the 60s. Here's some of the highlights from the 1960s. Kennedy was elected president. The birth control pill is approved. Freedom rides were taking place. The Cuban Missile Crisis. Kennedy is assassinated. The Civil Rights March on Washington. Nelson Mandela is sentenced to life in prison. It was revealed that cigarette smoking causes cancer, like they didn't know. Malcolm X is assassinated. We're in the Vietnam War. Thurgood Marshall is seated on the U.S. Supreme Court. Martin Luther King is assassinated. And we have Woodstock. The population at that time is 179,323,175, up 19% from 1950. So we are really growing by leaps and bounds. This was the first year that all the states reported, because before we didn't even have Alaska and Hawaii. But yeah, we got them in 1950. So all of the states are reporting. The clothing trend was go-go boots and mini skirts, bell bottoms. Leopard print was the print at the time. Tights, a polo neck, and psychedelic prints. Bread cost 23 cents for a loaf. Milk, 31 cents a gallon. Gas, 31 cents a gallon. The average housing cost, $11,900. Good God Almighty. It was 75 cents to buy a movie ticket and a 21-inch GE color TV was $499. In the 50s and 60s, young Americans had more disposable income. I don't know why, and enjoyed greater material comfort than their forebears. Now, I think that's probably because we loosened up. Our forefathers were stiff. So we got more time and more money to do leisure activities. And in the 50s and 60s, we were a consumption culture. Rock and roll was a new style of music. It got its inspiration, or it came from African American blues music, which a lot of that came from African and Africa. The banjo came from Africa. And the teenagers were young and rebellious. In the 1950s, there was new technology of television and motion pictures. Motion pictures had went from still, silent to talkies. And what else was happening? World War II was over, and we came out of that as a leading industrial power. We were the head honcho. In the 1950s and the 1960s, a whole boatload of kids were born. They were called the baby boomers. Hello. They were the baby boomers, of which I am one. The baby boomers had a tremendous effect on popular culture thanks to their numbers. I mean, what you gonna say? No? It was too many of us. The baby boomers developed a greater generational consciousness than previous generations. We were conscious about our surroundings and what was going on around us. They sought to define and redefine their identities in many ways. The music of the day, especially rock and roll, reflected this desire to rebel against authority. So it was amazing. We had popular culture, movies, television. Our values had changed. Patriotism, and we didn't want to conform to the societal norms. The rebellion against authority was present in the rock and roll and the songs that appealed to us. In 1954, the rock and roll band Bill Haley and his Comets provided us with an anthem for our rebellion with Rock Around the Clock. This song was used in the 1955 movie The Blackboard Jungle, about a white teacher in a troubled inner city high school. It seemed to be calling for teens to declare their independence from adult control. So we had Elvis Presley with Jailhouse Rock. We had Hollywood giving us Marlon Brando and James Dean. Oh my God, the bad boys at the time. A lot was going on. We were growing by leaps and bounds. We had money to spend, and we just knew we was the cat's meow. I think I heard my mom say that. I don't know nothing about no cat's meow. The House On-American Committee was out looking for people who were suspected of communism. We had all of that going on. Just a lot. When I look back at how many people were killed, assassinated, not killed, there was Kennedy, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King, all assassinated in the 60s. What's that all about? I don't know. but I'm in my world. I'm back during the time when things were kinder and gentler, and people were concerned about one another, and we had sit-ins and love-ins, and all these great things were going on. And now you can hardly talk to your neighbor. We've really come a long way to practically hit bottom. It's a sad state of affairs. Listen, I have company this weekend. My grandchildren are here. My cousin is here visiting. I'm so excited. I apologize for being late, but better late than never. I said I would always upload a video, and I will. And I'll take care of you tomorrow too. Don't worry about it. But I got grandkids, and I made some wonton soup. Yes, I did, from scratch. So you might have saw me saying shh because I was recording and I didn't want them. They were coming in. I didn't want them to come in and make a bunch of noise and ruin my video and my time with you, Information Nation. You know we like this. All right? Listen, if this has been helpful or useful, or it takes you back, drop me a comment. Let me know what's happening in your world. We are the baby boomers. That's who we are. Still working on stuff. I'm not going to be working on too much this weekend. You believe that. But we'll catch up and get back on track starting on Monday. Check out Facebook. Just talk to me over there, and it might inspire me to get a few more things done. I'm still wrestling with Instagram. I don't know what I'm going to put up over there. It's just a few short minutes, and you know I like to talk. I'm a talker. I can't do this in 2 minutes. Anyway, it's been great. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing, sharing, hitting the like button, hitting the notification bell, watching the video to the end, because you don't know what you don't know. Have a great weekend.